Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today it is time for my June ranking of all of the makeup that I used for the month, non-eyeshadow palette edition. So if you're new, this is basically me ranking all of the makeup I used the entire month of June, from the worst to the best of all the products, new, old, you name it, that I used in the month of June. And I used 44 products this month, you guys. This is the most products I've ever used in one month since I've started this kind of like ranking of other products. So grab a snack or a drink or something because it's going to be a long one today. But I'm going to try to be concise and let you know my thoughts about everything. Before we get too far into the ranking, if you haven't already, I would love it if you'd consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It is totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back again on the channel in the future to talk all things makeup in the comments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into number 44. So I usually start the bottom of the ranking with stuff that I don't like, hate, bad. And then the middle's kind of like stuff that is like, it's fine, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, life-changing. And then the top chunk is like the to die for products. And I will let you know as we get into each of those segments. We're starting with the stuff I hate. This has been the bottom many months. I want it to just be done. I'm wearing it today. It looks fine, but if you're new, it transfers terribly every single time, every day, with me using eyeshadow primer. It's the Essence Lash Princess, the False Lash Effect Mascara, the green one. Tons of people love this. I hate it. I just don't want it to go on anymore. It just lasts forever. I guess that's the pro. Usually that would be a great thing, but since I don't like the product, it's been torture. I'm not gonna lie, but I am in it to win it and use that product up. And number 43 is the Kiss Lash Glue Liner. This is a felt tipped black liner that is supposed to have an adhesive in it. I used it for my recent wedding trial tutorial / special occasion makeup. I will link that if you have not seen it yet. This is very black, very pigmented. It's great as a liner. However, it does not have good adhesion. The lash does not stick to it well at all. And since that's the point of it, it's a little gimmicky, right? It's basically just good as a liner, but it is not good as a lash glue. So that's why it's down here, because it doesn't really do what it's advertised to do. So I'll use it up because, again, it is a good black liquid liner, but doesn't do what it's advertised to do. And number 42 is a product that I've been working on as part of my Decay panning series. I'll leave my playlist linked if you're interested in that. This is the Laura Geller Red Carpet Ready palette for face and eyes. Just 3 pans here. It's just boring. That's all there is to it. These are not pigmented. They're kind of like dusty mattes. This is my favorite thing, the Moon Dust Illuminator. I've used the most of that. It's like a nice duochrome white to pink highlighter. But yeah, this is just, it's boring and I'm using it up, but it's not something I recommend. Equally something I don't recommend, basically, sorry, anything from Avon. I don't support MLMs at this point. This, sometimes I'll reach for it for the black for like a shadow liner. It's got this whole situation. I will leave linked if you would like a laugh, me doing my full face with my oldest makeup in my collection. That's included, but you couldn't get that if you wanted to. It's so old and it's not good. That being said, somehow it is more interesting and better than the other products I've mentioned so far, so it wasn't the absolute worst. Ah yes, number 40, the Coty Air Spun Powder. I've been using this because it's in my Planning to Pan 24 products in 2024. Also will leave that update linked since we're linking all the videos apparently up front here. This one, it actually works okay. I'm wearing it today. However, the scent, not great. The reason I have some in a cap and not actually in the component here is because I usually will pour some out and just leave it like open out in my room to try to like aerate it and get rid of some of the fragrance because it's terrible. I will not purchase this again because it stinks so badly, but it works really well. So we're using her up and then she's gonna be out of here. And 39, this one pains me. This is a newer product. I wanted to like it so much, you guys, from the drugstore, CoverGirl, the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. This has been like viral, I feel, and I've heard so many people like it. It's the thing that has like the little pigment beads that you like crush up. It's so cool to apply. It feels so hydrating, like watery, and it looks so good for about 5 minutes. And then it clings to literally every dry patch that I never knew I had. And it looks crusty. I've just tried it over and over, and I've even used it with like hydrating bases, and I just can't seem to make it work for me. It's in shade 20 light. And yeah, I like the component. I like CoverGirl. I was really excited for this one. Got it at Ulta because they were having it on sale already. And I just, yeah, haven't like made it work for me yet. So if you have any tips or you've tried this, let me know. But it's just clinging so badly to dry patches anytime I use it, and it doesn't look good. At the end of the day, it doesn't look good. And why am I paying extra? Like, I know it has skincare with the bakuchiol in it, but why am I paying like so much for a drugstore item that doesn't look good? Make it make sense. In number 38 from Ulta Beauty is this Hydrating Face Primer. This has coconut water in it for hydration. I actually don't mind this formula, but the component is why it's ranked so low. This white thing pops out anytime I squeeze the tube, so I have to like hold it while I'm squeezing it on my face, which is super annoying. Never have had that happen from an Ulta product before, but the annoyingness, even if it's just like a flaw in a single component, is enough that I'm so over it at this point and can't wait to use it up. In number 37 from Colourpop, I used this month the Nightmare Before Christmas collaboration Jelly Much Shadow. This is in the shade Shock. It's a really bright, pretty pink, and I'm still like trying to use it to get the pigment and stuff like that, but she's all kinds of dried up and just like crumbling. If you have these Jelly Much shadows and you know how to revive them, let me know. I even kept the plastic thing on here and like was really careful about sealing it, and it's completely dried. So I've heard other people say that's happened to theirs. I feel like it's just a flaw with this formula. I don't know. I know this is like an older collection, but I don't know how you possibly could use a whole one of these up, even if you used it every single day before it dried out. So I've stopped purchasing them, even though I like the formula, because I can never use them before they dry out like this. So I feel like that's a formula flaw as much as I love the Nightmare Before Christmas and the color. So I didn't want to rank it any higher because I feel like it's not a good formula. But I can still make it work, so that made it ranked higher than the other things so far in this video. In number 36 is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Lip Gloss. This is in Rose Glimmer. And this one, I wouldn't repurchase. I don't know if I want to say it's bad, but there's things I like and don't like about it. I like that this is a magnetic component. When it closes, it just like snaps on there. You don't have to twist it. I don't like that it's a flat paddle. I don't like that it feels a little gritty, and I don't like that it smells like bubble gum. Like Hubba Bubba bubble gum is what this smells like, if you're old enough to know what that is. Like the big tape, measuring tape looking chewing gum. That's what this smells like, and I really don't like that in a lip product. Yeah, the color, like it's pretty, it looks good. The component is like nice on the outside, but I will not buy any more glosses from them. I really liked the glosses they did when Laura collabed with her niece, Erin Weaver. A lot better from the Candy Skies collection. They changed something and I don't like it. I just don't like it. So that's why it's rated here. Like, it does what it's supposed to do, but there's too many things I don't like about it. And number 35 is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin-Based Visage. Just a little tiny one I've been trying to use up. This one's, again, nothing wrong with it per se. Now we're into that middle category, right? So we've done 9 items. Those were the ones that were, to me, just like bad. And some of those, they're bad because of personal preference. Some of them are just straight up bad for nobody can use them. Now we're in the middle category of these aren't bad, but they're just okay. Like, they're just kind of mid products, and this is there. It does what it's supposed to do. It's not life-changing. It's a little too silicone-y for my current taste, but it's fine. It does what it's supposed to do, and yeah, smooths things out a little bit. But it's not anything exciting that I want to rank higher. And number 34 is the Ciate Wonderland Gel Kohl Liner. Now this is a little more unique than a regular liner. So it's a sharpenable kohl liner on one side, but what made this ranked a bit higher is because it's got this brush, this really good brush on the other side. Like, I kind of might want this brush to keep even after I sharpen and use up all of the pencil. That's how nice this is. Just flicks the liner out into such a nice way, or like smudges it in such a nice way that it's nice. I didn't rank it any higher because the kohl liner is just okay. Like, it's just fine. There's nothing special about this liner. The brush though, that's good. So it gets points there, and that's why it landed kind of in the middle for the ranking. And number 33 is the foundation I'm wearing today. This is the Luminous Elixir 3-Drop Foundation from Ritual Defeat. Mine is in shade NYX, which is the lightest with neutral undertones. This is actually like the lab sample that they sold, not the product they sell now. So if you're looking to buy this, my thoughts on this are not true to the formula that they released. They are different, I will say that. But I'm trying to use up this product because I used it. I do like the pigmentation of it. I like that you use so little product to get your full face done. I don't like that it has to get set. Like, I kind of like stuff that's a little more self-setting. This is pretty oily if I don't set it right. So I will say that's not the best. But also, I've been a bit drier lately. I've been getting a little older. And so my skin has like the oil. I just have to strategically set it to make it last. So it's in the middle because it's okay, but it's not like my perfect product. And number 32 is an empty, you guys. The Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Palm Beach Ready. I've been working on this for so long. Oh, don't mind that dried up mascara there, but it's completely gone. It was almost gone last month. So we've scraped the edges, completely gone. And what I've said before, I'll say again with this, it's not bad as a bronzer, but I felt like I had to use a big fluffy brush because it was so shimmery that would leave like a stripe if I didn't. And I've just learned that I don't love a shimmery bronzer personally. I'll do a shimmery blush, I'll do a highlighter, but I don't love a shimmery bronzer, at least at this point in my life. So used it all up, took forever. But it's done, it's gone. I'm not gonna repurchase it, but that was more of a me thing and a preference. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, had good pigmentation, didn't even look that bad. It's just a me thing. So it's done, not repurchasing, and moving on. I guess I'll say if you do like a shimmery bronzer, I think you would like that. It is really nice, and it's a bit warmer, I'll say too, if you're looking for something. And number 31 is the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade in shade Brunette. This is what I'm wearing today. This works well. Somewhat like the Colourpop though, I feel like it can dry out easily even if you're careful. So that's a little annoying for it to get a little chunky every now and again. It does last a really long time. It's just a matter of if you want a pomade or not. I'm kind of falling out of love with pomades. I really want to go back to like a brow pencil or powder, but using what I have. So again, I feel like some of those things impact my ranking a bit. Like if I'm bored with something, I rank it lower, I will be honest. But it's not bad, but it's also, again, not life-changing, so I couldn't rank it any higher. And number 30 is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Iconic, right? It's been summer, so I've just been using this a few times when I need things to last. This is much like, I didn't use it this month, but the Rick and Morty collab that Glam Night did, that setting spray, it's just too hairspray. It's too sticky. Even my hair gets like kind of crunchy in the front, like I used hairspray when I used it. And I think that's the alcohol in the formulas. This one though, I do like better than the Rick and Morty, I will say, because it's a finer mist. So it's not so splash zone at SeaWorld, if you will. It's an okay product. I'll use it. It was sent to me. I didn't purchase it, so that's why I have it, but it's okay. It does what it's supposed to do, but it's not my favorite. I don't love the crunchy hairspray feel. And number 29, also from Urban Decay, the Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm wearing this now. This product is fine. It works fine. It's way too expensive in my mind. There are plenty of other brands that do eyeshadow primers that are just as good for a fraction of the cost. So not life-changing, good, fine. Don't want to rank it any higher. And number 20 is the Colourpop Fresh Kiss Lip Cream. Mine is in shade Smoochin'. This one looks really nice. My only gripe with it is that it doesn't dry down. It's wet like a lipstick, like a really creamy one that it's going to transfer. It's going to be gone immediately. So you can't drink, sip, eat anything, or this will be done. So I do really like the applicator of it. I like the component. I just didn't read, I guess, the description of the formula, and I'm not in love with it. So that's why it's not any higher. But if you like that kind of formula, it might be for you. And number 27 is the ABH Brow Gel. I've had this little one I've been using. It was a Sephora little sample freebie. even though this is such a tiny sample and I'm wearing this today, the reason this isn't any higher is I will say I still like my other brow gel better because this brush is just a little too big to me personally. Sometimes I get a little gel outside of the brow and I have to clean up. And honestly, it kind of smells like nail polish remover and I'm not about that. So it does what it's supposed to do. It's not too crunchy, but not my favorite for sure. And number 26 from Sugar Drizzle, the Rosemary Beetle Multichrome Liner. This one I really like. Okay, so I think maybe now 26, is that what we're on? Yeah, and above. These are good. These are really good. And I had a lot of really good, if you think about it, 26 out of 44 were so good products. So now we're past the mid. This one, the only thing that made me not rank it higher is that this is such a tiny applicator that you have to dip in a ton to build this up. But it is so, so pretty and shifty once you have it on the eyes. This is like blue to green to pink. Love that one so much. Number 25 is my lip liner from Melt and Foxy. Here it is. We don't have much left. She's also on my Planning to Pan series. This one's not ranked higher, like I've said before, because there are other pencils from other brands that are cheaper, much like Urban Decay, like just as good for a fraction of the price. And number 24 from Laura Lee Los Angeles is their liquid lipstick in shade Spicy Pink. I love their liquid lipstick formula. It has the perfect shaped applicator. The only reason this one isn't ranked higher is because of the shade. I don't love, this isn't my perfect shade because I love a shade like what I'm wearing today where I can wear it alone, just one and done. This one I feel like is a bit light on its own and it needs to be paired with a darker lip liner, which is totally doable and I do it all the time, but I like things that are like a one and done sometimes. And yeah, I just laziness maybe. I don't know what it is, but it's a very comfortable formula that does last for a long time and it does dry down without being too like cracking and dry and like crusty feeling. Very comfortable. So love that formula. Don't love the shade. And number 23 from Believe Beauty from Dollar General is the Color Me Cream Blush in shade Dollface. This was also part of my wedding makeup. I'm wearing it today. It's really pigmented. You have to be careful. I found that out the hard way. Discovered this in my video of retrying old favorites. I'll leave that linked if you haven't seen it. And boy, I went overboard in that video. Learned my lesson and have adjusted so I can use it. But this is going to last a long time. I did like this layered. I will say that's why it's not any higher. I'm wearing it on its own today and it's not terrible, but it's a little sticky and I do like stuff that kind of dries down a little bit more. It's pretty emollient. So the way I wore it in my wedding is I layered this as like the base and put a powder blush over top. I think that's my favorite way to wear it. There are other cream blushes that I feel like I can get away with on their own instead of paired with something. But I also think this might be the shade. I don't know, because I have an orange one that I feel like I don't normally layer. I'm gonna have to investigate that, but this one just wasn't quite my favorite blush-wise this month to go any higher. And number 22 is a single shadow from the brand Copacetic Cosmetics. It's this one in the shade Evocation or Evocation, I don't know. Evocation, I don't know. It's like this peach to gold to pink flipped shadow. Super, super pretty, super smooth formula. Really enjoyed that one. But there was another single shadow later that I'll show you that I used that I loved even more than that one. And I will say it's a good shade for like a one and done, but it's not super sparkly. And I do love a sparkly moment these days. Number 21 is the Tarte Radiant Double Duty Beauty. What is this? What do they call it? Radiant something. Just Radiant Concealer in Fair Light Neutral 16N. Wore this on my wedding day. Really loved it. Doesn't have a ton of coverage. It's like light to medium in my opinion, but I have found the more full coverage ones just look cakey and really accentuate my lines. So if you know of something that's a good light medium formula with more coverage, let me know. I know some of you have told me the Natasha Denona one I need to try, but just using that one up first before I purchase anything additionally. So it's good, and I loved it for my wedding day. I did, but I think I want something a little more brightening. I'm also wondering if it's the shade, because I got like a shade that matched my skin. Maybe I'd like one that's like a little lighter than my skin tone. Okay, we are in the top 20, you guys, from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Luminous Powder in shade Do Me. You cannot get this, but I wore this on my wedding day. I had so many people tell me my complexion looks so good. Just like healthy, glowy skin. This is what did it. This is what did it. There's so many powders that make me look so crusty and cakey, and this one just really... It was skinning. We were skinning. It was great. It was a lovely moment. This shade, I will say, is a little yellow, I think, on me. And you can't get this anymore. So when it's out, I'm going to have to find something maybe comparable. So if you know of anything, let me know. I saw Tati do a video where she was asking GBT for recommendations for dupes. And I tried it and they gave me some. They said the Hourglass that I have in a palette, that finishing powder. So I'll have to see, kind of compare. But I'm definitely going to want to find something for this when it's gone. In 19, I have been using this also in my Deck of Panning series. This is from Kaleidos. It is their lip clay in shade Agave. It is this beautiful teal color. I do really like the formula of this, and I like the color. I wish Kaleidos would go back to their colorful makeup roots. These last launches over the past year or so have not been it. I haven't purchased from them in a long time, but that one's a good one, and I have several shades in that formula that are really good. It's just more fun, interesting, colorful. It's bold in a different way. This is like bold in a summer light way. That's more like a grungy thing. And yeah, I really enjoy it. It's very comfortable, like a moussey formula. I just didn't rank it any higher, I guess, because I don't reach for it a lot, because I do feel like it is a very specific moment for that one that I don't always go for. And number 18 is the ABH Blush Trio. I've loved this one a lot since I put it out, you guys. Really, truly have. I've made some dips in the pans, and like not hit pan on anything, but it's just been a really good go-to for me. I haven't put it away. I think I've used it every single month. And yeah, I just love that it's not like a huge makeup item. It's just a little trio, but you still have a couple different colors. In number 17, there's barely any left. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter. This is in shade 250. It's almost gone. It's just a really nice, like, kind of icy champagne color. I've actually really been loving it. It does give like more of a lit within glow if you like sheer it out, and I've really been liking it. I have so many highlighters though that I do like better than that even though that's my favorite highlighter, powder highlighter I used this month, I couldn't rank it higher because there were other stuff I did like more, but it's still a good one all these years later after I've gotten it, I will say. And number 16 is another that I rediscovered from trying old favorites. This is the Hey Honey Good Morning Honey Silk Facial Serum. This is lovely. It's very lovely. It has a lot of great ingredients in it, such as amino acids, sea buckthorn oil, honey, silk, vitamin E, and I truly think this is a really good primer that smooths everything down for me. This is not my first one of these I've purchased. Do really like it. This is more like the type of primer I would say like today. You know, I was saying I don't like this kind of silicone-y thing anymore. This is more the kind of primer I would go for and repurchase today. So it's just, I think that it's a primer. It's not super exciting that I didn't rank it any higher, that I'm like, okay, there's other primers I love too. That's not like the end-all be-all for me. Some of these other products coming up are, but it is really good. In number 15 from Marc Jacobs is the bronzer in Tantric, the Omega Bronze. This thing's huge. It's going to take me a lifetime to use her up. This probably at one point would have been my number one. But I have found another bronzer in this ranking that I do like more than this one. This one's still really, really good. Continue to use it and love it. I don't love how big it is. I wish I had a smaller one. It is kind of like crazy to use sometimes, so I will say that, but it's a good one. And number 14 is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the one with 4% niacinamide. Also used this on my wedding day paired with something else to make the makeup last. It was so humid, you guys. It did not end up raining, but it was sweaty. It was sweaty, and I used this paired with another product that my bridesmaids used too, and I'll tell you when we get to it that the bridesmaids were like, that's the thing that held it together so our faces weren't melting. So this one is really good. I do like it. I do feel like it is comparable to the Milk Power Grip if you're curious. But again, it is just a primer, and like I'm not always feeling the like sticky tacky vibes. Sometimes I just want to be hydrated, so that's why it is where it is in the ranking. I never thought I would rank this product, or really anything from this brand, this high. This is from Kylie Cosmetics. I was sent this through influencer, and I was like, okay, never tried anything from the brand. Kind of side-eyed it because I don't know. We get on a whole tangent, but I just kind of side-eyed the brand because it's one of those brands I'm just like, really, it feels a little cash grabby to me at times. But this is really good, you guys. I wore this on my wedding day paired with a lip liner. This is the matte lipstick formula, and this is in shade 508 Rendezvous. It lasted a long time. It's not like it's like a brownie red, I guess. I used this too in my wedding tutorial, like trial makeup, so check it out. But it's really nice and it smells delicious, very sweet. Like the component, like the formula, like this is good. Like this is probably one of my favorite lipsticks in my collection. Ooh, that would be a fun video. I've never done, like, do you guys care about lipstick content? I know I mostly do eyeshadow stuff, but it might be fun to show you guys like my top 10 lipsticks in my collection because I have dozens of lipsticks. So let me know if you're interested in that down in the comments, but this would definitely be in that video. And the fact that it's not number one, it should tell you that some other stuff coming up is just that special. And number 12 is the foundation I wore on my wedding day. And you're going to keep hearing me say that a lot with some of these favorites, but hello, why would I not pick the best products for my wedding day? I mean, right? So this is the Huda Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint Fluid. I got mine in shade 1 Fair. It's just great. Again, I wanted that kind of like lit from within glow, healthy skin without it being too full coverage and cakey. We went there with this. We got it. Mission accomplished. Love it so much. Sad it's not going to be available anymore from what I hear. So if you can get your hands on that, if it's not discontinued already, I would if you like that glowy look without being oily. Let me emphasize, because I am combo, and like the Ritual Diffuse, like this is too oily. This one, perfect amount of glow and hydration without being oily in my opinion. And number 11 from NARS is the Orgasm Blush. It's iconic for a reason, you guys. I have to say, it's not too crazy pigmented. I almost wish it was a little more pigmented, but I do love that little bit of like a golden glow that's in it. And the compact is just so high end. I love that matte touch. I feel like I've used this a lot and it's like not gone down at all. This was like one of the first prestige items I bought. I paid full price. It was like a $30 or $40 blush. I feel like I would never pay that now, but I really wanted it. I remember like years and years ago getting like a sample of it in a magazine, like in a 17 magazine or something like that, and I was in love and I was like, oh. Of course, when I was coming from like the dusty gray cast stuff we had in the drugstore at that time, of course that was like way better in comparison. There's other blushes I might like more now, but this month, this one was the one that I paired with this for my wedding, and it was beautiful. Not too much, not too clowny, which I do like that look, but I wanted something more sophisticated for my wedding, and this was it. And number 10 is my favorite brow product of all time, the Benefit Gimme Brow Plus. Mine is in shade 3. It just comes down to the fact that this has this tiny little precise brush, and it really grabs onto the different hairs and makes them look like individual strokes have been made, and just like grips the fibers really well. And I love this one so much. I just haven't found anything to beat it, but at the end of the day, it's just a brow product to me, so some of these things that I ranked higher was just because they were more exciting to me. Number 9 from Ace Beauté, the Blushed in Paradise palette. They are having a huge rebranding sale right now. That's when I picked this up, and it's good. I have not really used this shade that much because it's pretty deep on my complexion. Maybe if I get a bit more of a tan between my Louisiana and Japan trips coming up, I'll be able to use that and not have it look so crazy. But these three really nice blushes that are just matte. I kind of wish they had shade names, but I like that there's like a pinkier one, more of this doesn't look on camera how it does in real person, I don't think. This is more of like a coral orangey one, and this is more of a mauve-y one, and this is a deep berry one. But this has been a really great product, and it was a really inexpensive price, so I love that for blush. Number 8 is a product that I've almost completely used up. It might be gone in July, I don't know. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Mine's in shade Tan Lines. Used this also at my wedding, and I'm wearing this today paired with that Believe Beauty brush. And we are just really, we're going around the edges. I've really been loving this one lately. I have other cream bronzers to use when this one's done, so I won't repurchase it right away, but I wouldn't be mad at all if it came into my collection again. This is just really a good shade for me when it comes down to it. The undertone is perfect. In number 7, these aren't in here. Okay, I wore these to my wedding. They're the Johnny Melt Cosmetics half lashes. They come in this container. I have the container. They must be somewhere else in my house. Things are still a little chaotic because I got married 3 days ago. So I'm still unpacking stuff and finding things. These are Soft and Natural half lashes. They're my favorite lashes of all time. Melt's having their 50% off sale right now. I don't know if it's still going on when this goes up, but these were marked down to like $4 when I looked, and they are incredible. Such luxe packaging, reusable, don't poke your inner corners, give you this perfect little flare. Love them so much. But I don't always wear lashes, so I didn't rank them number 1. Number 6 is the bronzer that replaced Marc Jacobs as my favorite. This is from Adept Cosmetics. It's their Gianna palette, but this bronzer right here, I don't even care really about these. They're good, they are, but they're just like regular highlighters. They're fine. This bronzer though, oh, I think it's my favorite powder bronzer in my collection right now. I paired this one with that e.l.f. Putty bronzer for my wedding, and it's just good. It's just great. I look for things with like not too warm, not too cool for neutral undertones, and that's it, friends. Alright, in number 5 is the other single eyeshadow I use. This is from Touch of Glam Beauty in the shade Summer Days. It's kind of peach in some angles. I don't even know if you'll be able to see this shift, but it's peach to green. Peach to green, and it's a little bit goes a very long way with these. You don't need a glitter primer. They're super sparkly, super shifty, super impactful. I really love the Touch of Glam Beauty shimmer formula. I think it might be number 2 to Adept Cosmetics. That could be a fun video too, my top shimmer formulas of all brands. Let me know if you want to see that. I've got the creative juices flowing today for video ideas, but this would definitely be in that ranking if I did like top 5 formulas or whatever of different shimmers. They're so good. They're expensive. They are expensive, I will say, but it's one of those where you get it and you're like, I know why it's that price. I get it. I get it. It is super high quality. And the fact that that's not number 1 just goes to show you how good some of the other upcoming products are. Okay, number 4. I am sorry, but I can't find it. It's in my trying out old favorites video. It's the Wet n Wild loose highlighter in I'm So Lit. I don't even know if you can buy that anymore, but it's really good. I just can't find it to show you. I'm so sorry. Check out the video if you want to see it in action. But it is blingy from outer space. You can see it with just the smallest amount of product. Such a good see it from space highlighter if that's your vibe and what you're into. I still love that kind of highlighter personally. And number 3 is the setting spray I was talking about that saved the day, the Professional Super Setter from Benefit. It's just the best. It's not hairspray feeling. It's not sticky. It doesn't have, I don't think, alcohol in it, but it helps lock on the makeup and it feels weightless, and it is a really fine mist. I love this one. I will repurchase it until they don't make it anymore. Absolutely. I did it in layers and it worked beautifully. It's waterproof, smudge proof, fade proof is what they say, and I would agree with that. It was great, amazing. My friend also used that for her wedding at my recommendation, and she also said it just locked it in and it lasted all night. Would highly recommend. And number 2 is a really cool product. This is from Adept Cosmetics. It's the Ketracel White Multi-Purpose Palette. This is my favorite highlighter this month. I used both these 2 cream ones. I also used Founder as a face highlight. This is too deep to use as a face highlight, but I usually use either the whole thing or like individual shades within this as eyeshadow, either by itself or to pair with other things. And it's just a cool product. I really don't have, I don't think, any other cream highlighters in my entire collection but this. So it's really special to me, paired with the fact that it is Star Trek theme. I love it so much. I think they might still have some of these left. I'd recommend you check it out if you don't have it already. And number 1, oh, this is just elite status. My absolute favorite thing I used this past month. I've loved this for a long time. It's so good. It's from Clionadh Cosmetics. It is a single eyeshadow. It is the first shadow I ever purchased from this brand. I first saw it on Jen Love's reviews, used to be, and this is the single shadow in the shade Enamel. It is the most beautiful iridescent purple. Oh, I love this so much with my entire being. If I lost this, I would have to replace it immediately. It is a must. It's so pretty. If you love purple and you love iridescent, you need this one. You need this one. I know people say that, but like, it's true about this product. It just is. Clionadh is such the standard in that jewel, like stained glass jewel tone collection. It's talked about for a reason, people. If you haven't heard about it, now you have, and you need to check it out. It's amazing. Also super expensive per shade, I will say, but absolutely like worth it. That's definitely up there in that shimmer shade formula if I did that video that I was talking about. And guys, that's it. Ooh, thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end. I know that was a lot with 44 products, but that's genuinely everything I used this month. So thanks so much again, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite like non-eyeshadow palette makeup item that you used this month. And I'll see you around on the next one. Bye!